Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm the better one from the Unnaturals, and today we're diving into a Tales series classic, Tales of Zestiria. Released back in 2015, this action-packed RPG continues the Tales legacy with its unique combat system, memorable characters, and a sprawling fantasy world. Let's take a closer look at what makes Zestiria stand out and where it may have stumbled. Before continuing, I would like to preference I have played the majority of almost all the Tales games. There are some that hold higher esteem than others. Tales of Zestria was actually one of the first Tales games I've actually ever played, um, and I will reach on that when we get to it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on in to Tales of Zestria. So, Tales of Zestria. So, like always, we have to give Tales credit where credit is due. They do an amazing opening cinematic anytime, and it is honestly one of the best parts about playing any Tales game. It honestly feels like you are doing an opening to an anime of that sort. But let's go ahead and hop in to Tales of Zestria. In Tales of Zestria, you play as a young man destined to become the Shepherd, a legendary figure tasked with bringing balance to the world, plagued by malevolent forces called Hellions. It's a classic tale of good versus evil, with a few twists along the way. The story focuses heavily on themes of faith, duty, and bonds we share with others. While the story can sometimes feel a bit predictable, the characters' interactions and world building help keep things more engaging. So, by cutting to a type of combat within the game, that's where Tales of Zestiria really starts to shine. The game uses a variation of linear motion battle system, a stable and of nearly all the Tales of series, um, as well as a new fusion system called Armatization, which is very specific to Tales of Zestria. Basically, when you are in combat, you can sometimes go ahead and transfer into one of the sort of like elemental spirits that you are with in. and deliver devastating attacks. It adds a cool layer of strategy to battles while combating the right elements and tactics to make a difference. Now, as we continue with combat, combat itself is fast-paced and blending real-time with action strategy. One of the standout features of the seamless transition between exploration and battles. There's no separate battle screens. They keep the flow of the game feeling natural and uninterrupted, though sometimes the camera angles can get a bit awkward in tight spaces, which might cause frustration in a hectic fight. So there truly isn't. I can't say anything bad about combat. It's good for what it provides. It's not too difficult. It has a decent amount of strategy, but I will heavily state that it is 110% mainly just you mashing a button. That is really all you get. Satisfaction is that you basically just want to keep pressing the X or B button depending on what controller you're using in the game, which is we'll get to when we get to like the more of the stuff that isn't looked great upon in the game, but that is one of the heavily deemed bad factors of the game, the fact that there really isn't any back and forth. It's kind of is what it is, and that's about it. Let's talk about some drawbacks, essentially. So other than the fast-paced combat, the visuals of the world, from the animations, from the opening sequence to just in-game dungeons, they don't look terrible. Now, mind you, this game was made for not only PS5 and Xbox One around that time, but it was also made for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So it uses the same engine. The Xbox One and PS4 kind of did get an upgrade to graphics. I think like a decent amount. I want to say like it was a quote HD upgrade, but in all reality, it looks essentially exactly the same. Which cuts to when it comes to the design, Zestiria offers a vast and beautiful landscape to explore, from lush forests to ancient ruins. The game delivers a sense of scale that feels epic. However, some of the environments feel a bit barren. With wide, empty spaces, they don't offer much in the way of exploration rewards. Still, the art style is charming, and the music score perfectly complements the game's atmosphere. So, as you can see in this hallway, it's pretty empty. Like, there's not much at all here. And when you even open, say, the map to just look around, in this area, like all these areas that you can explore and visit within the game, they all feel like this. They feel big, but at the same time, they feel small because there's not a lot there. It's just kind of empty, other than the few enemies that you can run around with. Now, let's talk about some of the drawbacks, as I was talking about before. So, while Tales of Zestiria has a solid combat system and a decent story, the pacing can be uneven. Some parts of the game feel slow or padded, which may take away from the immersion. The fusion mechanic, which is cool, isn't always balanced, as it could make certain characters or combinations feel way overpowered while others lag behind. Specifically, in my opinion, the strongest combination of classes that you can get is probably Mikleo and Saray, in all honesty. They are incredibly strong together because of the long-range attacks that you get when you become Mikleo and Saray's fusion form, which uses a bow and arrow, and the long-range attacks are just insanely powerful, and they can't be stopped. Now for some that are less there, I will tell you, all of them, absolutely every single one is as good as the other. I would even go off to say the wind, so Dezel and Saray's fusion, is just as good as Mikleo's, in my opinion. It is crazy strong. The amount of agility and dodging that you get with Dezel's is insane. They all, in my opinion, are extremely powerful. So, as for like final thoughts, Tales of Zestiria has a solid entry in the Tales series, especially for fans for action RPGs who love fast-paced combat and strong characters-driven narratives. While it has its flaws, uneven pacing, and some design choices that don't always hit the mark, there's a lot of fun to be had, especially if you're a fan of the series. Thanks for tuning in to another review and for enjoying the video. hit that button, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more gaming content, and let me know what you think of Tales of Zestiria in the comments below. Until next time, keep going, and may your armatizations always be on point, or at least save you in a nick of time. But until then, I'll see you all next time.